Hey everyone, sorry, let me just start that over.
That's fine.
Rethink what I'm doing.
Because you can edit, right? So it's just, we can mess everything up and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all in. Everything.
Oh, that's so cool. So sorry, it's Brooks. I'm way over here out of camera. Go ahead.
Oh, natural. Whenever you're ready.
All right. Hey everyone, welcome to our fourth installment of this Family Fixer-Upper series. Today's sermon is called Positive Parenting, and we're going to be coming from John chapter 4, verses 46 through 54. So why don't you guys check out that passage together in your groups as we get ready to talk through this sermon.
So James, I love this because as we're looking at positive parenting, and the first point is focus on their deepest needs, this applies really to any relationship. And that's what I love about that, is it can reply to a sibling, a coworker. What are the deepest needs? What are their needs? So often we're trying to fix other people and we don't even know what their real needs are.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's very important to figure out what is the other person's deepest need. I mean, it's clear in our sermon, it was very easy to figure out what the deepest need was.
Dying, right?
Right, he's
Yeah.
dying. He's sick and he's dying. Sometimes it's not quite that obvious to know what somebody's deepest need. Most of the time, we're not interacting with people that have that obvious of a need. But if we can ask some questions, if we can follow up on some things and pay attention, maybe we can figure out what people's deepest need is and try to work through that.
We kind of need to know them in order to know what their deepest needs are.
Right. And I think that probably points to one of the deepest needs that everybody has, is to have somebody who listens to them and pays attention and cares about them. And I think our kids need that. And so
Absolutely.
that's a positive thing to think about for parenting.
So the question that I think you guys need to talk about is whether you're talking about your kids or somebody else, what is their deepest need? And if you don't know what it is, how are you going to find out what their deepest needs are? So James, as we're going along, the next thing we need to do sometimes is find partnerships. We need people to help us along the way as we're working with our children or with other relationships. We can't do it all on our own.
That's very true. And there's a lot of different ways to find partners that can come alongside you to help you in your parenting or in life in general. As a church, we'd love to partner with you. We want to partner with people. And so we try to build ministries that partner with parents and with everybody in all walks of life and try to be there to encourage them.
And absolutely, we have children's ministry to partner with the parents of young children. We have the youth ministry to partner with the parents. And then we have ministries like Celebrate Recovery, where we're going to partner with you as you're going through your own personal struggles. So I think the great question for the people to talk about is, who are they looking for to partner with as either they're bringing up their children or they're working on their relationships?
And so that brings us to our third point, which is follow God's parental lead. And so we want to be people that parent the way God tells us to parent. We see in the passage, Jesus tells the man to go home and your son will live. And he does that. And very simply, his son lives. And so that's great. But there's a lot of things that God tells us about parenting and about other things in life that we should pay attention to and that we should trust and we should follow through. Sometimes it's not quite so simple as go home, your son will live. I wish the only thing I had to do to be a good parent was to go home. I'm really good at going home.
That'd be nice.
But there are other things that we also need to do as parents to follow along and to do as God has told us to do.
I agree, and not just what he told us to do, but what he showed us as we follow his lead. We look at God as the parent. It says in Hebrews chapter 11 and in Proverbs that God disciplines us as children, but he always does it out of love for our good. And I think that's important, that if we need to correct people or if we need to discipline, that we always do it out of love. And that's the key thing. God is love, and we are to love as he loved others. So I think the key part there maybe would be to think, what part of God's character do I need to follow as I'm working with my children or with other people in relationships?